Yes, good morning, one and all present over here. So today we will be going to start the PPT, which is on biology summer holiday homework, and it was the mechanism of the digestive system. Of the digestive system. So this is a hand-drawn image of the human digestive system. You have to just keep it in the mind. Don't learn it right now, but I will be sharing it again and again, so that when we are moving further, we have to recall the previous one. Okay. Now this is a flow chart that first food go in the mouth, then buccal cavity, then pharynx, then esophagus, then cardiac stomach, then pyloric stomach, then duodenum. In the duodenum, two juices come. First one is a bile juice and second one is a pancreatic juice. Then it goes to the small intestine, then large intestine, then rectum, and then anus. As the system is divided into two parts basically. First one is the alimentary canal and second one is the digestive gland. In the alimentary canal, it is a long tube-like structure starting from mouth and ending to anus. It varies in diameter. It doesn't have the same shape or size or diameter throughout our whole body. And in alimentary canal, stomach also. In the digestive gland, salivary gland, liver, pancreas come. Now first we will study parts of alimentary canal, what it is consisting. So on the PPT, it is written in the mouth. That is a transverse slit for ingestion. Second was a buccal cavity or oral cavity. In the buccal cavity and the oral cavity, it comes as the teeth, tongue, and salivary gland. If we talk about the teeth, there are four type of teeth. That is first one is the incisor, then canine, then premolar, and then molar. Now after a particular age, the wisdom tooth or a teeth also come. Then second is the tongue. Tongue is a roof having the roof, floor, and the lateral walls also. Third one is the salivary gland, which is divided into parotid gland, sublingual gland, and submandibular gland. Then we come to as a pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage of food and air, in which the air goes into the lungs and food goes in the esophagus. That is the food pipe. Then it's having the stomach. We will be studying one by one of all of them. That one is the stomach. Stomach is a widest, distensible, J-shaped and part of the alimentary canal. Now, what it secrete? First of all, it secrete the LCL, which lowers the pH of the stomach, that is up to 1 or 2. Then pepsinogen. In the pH of 1 and 2, it will get active and turn into the pepsin, which convert protein into peptones and peptides. Then prorenin. A active form of the prorenin is renin, that is only in the infants, because to digest the milk protein, that is known as a casein. Then is a mucus. Mucus is secreted by the stomach to protect the stomach inner wall from HCl, because HCl is an acid which can harm the inner wall of the stomach. Now position. Position is present as the left side of the upper part of the abdominal cavity. Then it is having a pyloric valve. Now it is a valve located at the joining of duodenum and stomach. Now let's see where is the duodenum and stomach. First of all, this is esophagus, and now duodenum and stomach. Here is it is having the pyloric wall, and now stomach. Stomach is the top left right upper part of the abdominal cavity. Okay, now we are moving to the stomach only. We have done with the pyloric valve. Now we move towards the liver, because liver is after that only. Okay, it is the largest gland in our body, and it is a part of the digestive gland. Liver has a main function to do the emulsification, that is a breakdown of the large fat globules into small fat globules, and it secretes the bile juice, which is stored in the gallbladder. Let's see where is in liver also. Here come with the liver, and here is the gallbladder. Okay, now we are moving towards liver. Now we have done with the liver, function of emulsification, and the secretion of bile results. Now we move towards the pancreas. Pancreas, it is a heterocrine gland, means it is having the both exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine how? Because it secretes the digestive enzymes, and endocrine how? Release hormones that are the insulin and glucagon, and they are there to maintain the body sugar level. Now it secretes the pancreatic amylase, which converts starch to maltose. Now pancreatic lipase, second one, which convert the lipids or the fat into the glycerol and fatty acid. Third one is a trypsinogen. An active form of trypsinogen is trypsin to convert protein into the peptides. Now, the main part of our body, that is the small intestine. Diameter is smaller than the large intestine, which is 6 to 6.5 meter. It has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, where the duodenum is the starting part, jejunum is in the between, and third one, ileum, is at the last. Succus enterosus, or we can say the intestinal juices, are the peptides, which is present in the peptidase make amino acid. Lipids in the presence of lipase make fatty acid and glycerol. Maltose in the presence of maltase make glucose. Fourth, sucrose in the presence of sucrase make glucose plus fructose. Fifth, lactose in the presence of the lactase make glucose and the galactose. Means in the small intestine the whole digestion is completed. Now we will be both seeing the pancreas in the small intestine together. Here is a small intestine, and it is called because to increase the surface area. And you will be definitely knowing that what do you mean by the villi. Now villi is a finger-like projection which is there on the surface of small intestine, which do mainly work as absorption of food. Now this is the duodenum, which is the starting of uh, small intestine. Second one is the jejunum, which is in the between of the small intestine, and third one is the ileum, that is the last part of the small intestine. This is the pancreas. There is a leaf-like structure. Okay, you can see that how the wideness of the long intestine and the what is the wideness of the small intestine. They both differ. Okay, now we move towards this one. Okay. Now liver, sorry, large intestine, which is having a length of 1.5 meter. It is having a parts as 6 cecum, colon, and rectum. Cecum is a 6 to 9 centimeter, which is having attached appendix, or we can say the vermiform appendix. And why it is vermiform? Because it is a worm-like structure that is known as a vermiform appendix. Second is the colon, which is the largest part of the large intestine, and it is having a E. coli, which do the mainly function of the secretion of vitamin B and vitamin K. Third one is the rectum. It is of the 15 centimeter and undigested food stored here off of the temporarily. Now we going to the large intestine again. Now see large intestine. Vermiform appendix, then cecum, then rectum. No, rectum is here, and cecum and rectum. Okay, moving towards the large intestine only. Cecum, colon, and rectum. So we have discussed the cecum, colon. Colon is a transverse section. You can see here. Here the colon exists. This is the ascending colon. This is transverse colon, and this is the descending colon. And this is rectum, and below there is a anus. Now, anus is the last opening of the alimentary canal that is regulated by anal sphincter. Okay, so we have moved towards the last part, and that was all about my presentation. And I really thank you for listening this whole presentation. Thank you.